Folks, Curtis Connor. I was watching a video of his about AI-generated faceless channels, and I don't know about you, but when I watch stuff like this, I agree that it all feels icky. It's a little
fishy face, making it stinky.
But I'm also a freelance creator just trying to make something I put on the internet pay my bills. Otherwise, I have to get a real boy job again very, very soon. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, what if this could be good? What I'm trying to say is, what if you could make something with AI that is sincerely good for society, and then, because it's just so much quicker, make a lot of it? Theoretically, couldn't you do more good in the world that way? Tangible example. On my channel, I use my finance expertise to make educational videos about money, but what if, and just hear me out here, what if an AI could do that just as well as I can, but faster? Putting all the intellectual property concerns with AI aside for just a second, couldn't that help me create more educational content and therefore make a greater positive impact than I could on my own? And also make me rich? Maybe? Not that I care about that. So guys, I tried it, and holy functional! It is functional. But what is my function? What is my purpose?
Talk to me.
So here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna show you what the AI made, and you can decide for yourself if you think it would be valuable content. Basically, just give me a yes or no. Would it or would it not be a net positive for society if someone created this and posted it online? Sound good? Now, I don't wanna give you any more context, otherwise I might influence your opinion, but I do have lots of kind of brain-breaking thoughts that I would like to talk about afterwards. So if you just want to skip to those, I feel you. And here's the timestamp. But without further ado, here, generated entirely by AI, is a podcast-style summary of one of my favorite finance books I read when I was a teenager that helped me get hooked on learning about money. All I did was give notebooklm a PDF of that book. It took a couple of minutes to spit out an audio file, and then I added some B-roll. And now, for your consideration, dear viewer, here is what that looks like.
All right, so get this. We're going way back in time today, like ancient Babylon way back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, to a city that's, legendary for its wealth.
Yeah.
But we're not, going on some archaeological dig.
Right.
We're digging for something even more valuable. Financial wisdom.
Okay, I like that.
And our treasure map for this deep dive is The Richest Man in Babylon.
Oh, a classic.
By George S. Clason.
Yeah.
The book's basically a collection of parables. Each one reveals a little nugget about building wealth and achieving financial security.
Like, we're talking ancient Babylon, a city known for its immense wealth. And what's fascinating is that Babylon wasn't rich in natural resources. It's almost like...
Their wealth came from understanding something fundamental about money.
Exactly. And those principles, as Clason shows, haven't really changed much in thousands of years. Like, we're going to explore how these age-old principles can still be applied to our modern lives.
It's like unearthing financial gems from the ruins of Babylon. And the story centers around this guy, Arkad, who starts as a humble scribe but becomes the richest man in Babylon.
His journey is a testament to the power of learning and applying those timeless financial principles.
And it all starts with a crucial encounter with Algamish, this wealthy money lender who becomes his mentor. Algamish drops the first major truth bomb: pay yourself first.
Which basically means save at least 10% of your income before you do anything else. It's about prioritizing your future self.
It really makes you think, how often do we put off saving? We say, I'll start when I earn more, or once I clear this debt.
Procrastination is the enemy of wealth building. Arkad's story really challenges that mindset.
He didn't always make the smartest choices with his money, though, right? Remember that story about him investing in fake jewels?
Oh yeah, a classic cautionary tale. It highlights another crucial principle: seek advice from experts. Arkad learns the hard way that relying on a brickmaker for jewelry advice isn't the best idea.
It's a good reminder that we don't have to be financial experts in every area. Finding a trusted financial advisor or mentor can help us navigate those tricky waters.
It's about seeking wisdom from those who've already walked the path.
So Arkad goes through these trials and tribulations, learns from his mistakes, and eventually masters these principles. And he becomes incredibly wealthy, not by hoarding his gold, but by making it work for him. This is where the idea of passive income comes in.
He learns how to invest his savings wisely so that his gold begets more gold.
It's like putting your money to work instead of letting it just sit there.
Exactly. And Clason gives practical guidance on how to do this through Arkad's experiences, and that leads us to those famous 7 cures for a lean purse.
It's like Arkad's giving us a step-by-step guide to financial health.
Right. The first one, we've already touched on it. Start thy purse to fattening. It's all about paying yourself first, that consistent habit of saving no matter how much you earn.
Makes sense. Then comes control thy expenditures. Basically budgeting, right? Tracking where your money's going.
It's about distinguishing needs from wants and making conscious choices about your spending.
Cure number 3 is where it gets really interesting, I think. Make that gold multiply. It's all about investing to generate passive income.
In Arcad's time, it was lending money and earning interest. We have a wider range of options these days: stocks, bonds, real estate, all sorts of things.
The core principle's the same, though. Putting your money to work for you, generating more wealth.
And of course, you got to protect what you've earned. That's cure number 4. Guard thy treasures from loss.
Thinking back to those fake jewels, risk management is crucial. And seeking expert advice can save you from making costly mistakes.
Diversifying your investments is another way to safeguard your wealth, not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Then there's cure number 5, one that I think a lot of people can relate to. Make of thy dwelling a profitable investment. This is about owning your home, right?
Building equity and creating a stable foundation for your family.
Cure number 6, ensure a future income. It's thinking of the long term, particularly retirement.
Planning ahead. Making provisions for your financial security when you're no longer working.
And finally, cure number 7, increase thy ability to earn. Always learning, improving your skills to increase your earning potential.
Never stop growing. And that's it, the 7 cures for a lean purse. Pretty straightforward, right?
They really are, practical and timeless. No wonder this book's been popular for almost a century.
It's like a financial toolkit anyone can use.
And to think, Clayson takes it even further with the 5 laws of gold.
Clayson presents them in this really cool way as a story told by a camel trader named Calibob. It's like secrets passed down through generations.
Adding that extra layer of mystique. It emphasizes that these aren't just random tips, they're timeless truths, right?
Yeah, like they've been tested and proven over centuries, and anyone can benefit from them.
So, law number 1. Gold cometh gladly and increasing quantity to any man who will put by not less than 1/10 of his earnings to create an estate for his future and that of his family.
That's our pay yourself first principle right there in law form. Saving consistently, making it a non-negotiable part of your routine.
Building that financial foundation brick by brick, even if those bricks are small at first.
Right. And law number 2. Gold laboreth diligently and contentedly for the wise owner who finds for it profitable employment, multiplying even as the flocks of the field. It's like your money shouldn't just sit there doing nothing.
It needs to be out there working for you, earning more money. It's like Clayson uses the analogy of gold being a slave that works for you.
I know the language is a bit outdated, but the idea is powerful. Put your money to work. If you just leave it in a low-interest savings account, it's barely keeping up with inflation.
But if you invest it wisely, even small amounts can grow over time. Which brings us to law number 3. Gold clingeth to the protection of the cautious owner who invests it under the advice of men wise in its handling.
Always good to remember that we don't have to be financial geniuses. Seeking advice from experts can save you a lot of heartache.
It's like having a guide in a complex world.
Exactly. And law number 4 warns us about investing in things we don't understand. Gold slippeth away from the man who invests it in businesses or purposes with which he is not familiar or which are not approved by those skilled in its keep.
Especially these days, there are so many investment opportunities thrown at us. It's easy to get caught up in the hype and make some impulsive decisions.
Definitely. Do your research, understand the risks, and stick to what you know.
No need to chase those get-rich-quick schemes. And speaking of which, law number 5 is all about that. Gold flees the man who would force it to impossible earnings, or who followeth the alluring advice of tricksters and schemers, or who trusts it to his own inexperience and romantic desires in investment.
It's a reminder to keep those emotions in check. Fear and greed can lead us down the wrong path.
Stay calm, think rationally. Don't fall for those shortcuts that promise overnight riches.
Patience, discipline, long-term vision. Those are the keys.
So there we have it, the 5 laws of gold. They're like a compass, guiding us towards financial freedom.
And Clayson makes these laws really come alive through storytelling, doesn't he?
He does.
And Clayson also talks about good luck, right? But it's not just random chance. It's about being prepared and ready to grab those opportunities when they come along.
So you're saying we can actually create our own luck?
In a way, yes. By honing your skills, building knowledge, and putting yourself out there.
So we've talked about paying yourself first, investing wisely, seeking advice, avoiding those get-rich-quick traps. We've even explored some of the captivating stories that bring those principles to life.
But there's even more to uncover.
It feels like we've just scratched the surface. There are so many stories in The Richest Man in Babylon that bring these financial principles to life.
It all comes back to those core principles, right? No matter what stage of life you're in, whether you're starting out or have a sudden influx of cash, those principles hold true.
Financial wisdom is for everyone. It's not just about getting rich. It's about creating a secure future and living a good life.
It's a testament to the lasting power of The Richest Man in Babylon. Even though it's set thousands of years ago, its wisdom is still so relevant today.
I'm back! 3 things I would like you to consider. First, let me clarify for those who haven't read the book that this is a pretty good summary of it. I clipped it off, but at the end they even went on to talk about how the whole book is just about taking control of your finances and busting the myth that you don't really have that control and so on, which is also great. So in my opinion, this is really genuinely good information, presented in an understandable and at least meagerly entertaining way. I mean, it's true that the hosts didn't express an intense romantic interest in me like the last time I used this software.
I wouldn't mind sharing a stable with him, if you know what I mean.
I actually built a little shrine to him.
I've always been open to like a polyamorous relationship.
Me too, especially if it involved horse.
But to be fair, I also didn't feed it a custom Word doc of horse money propaganda beforehand, so I will give it a pass. Second thing, for some context, my usual videos of this length take about a week or 2 to make, between the scripting, recording, and then literally days of just sitting at my desk, editing until my thumbs fall off. But this only took me a few hours, and I had spent about 98% of that just finding, downloading, and adding the B-roll, which only hurt this finger, and even then, only a little bit. So it took maybe 1/20th of the time, and I don't know, maybe like 1/10 of the tendinitis. Third thing, I am publishing this video in early 2025, and with the way AI video is starting to look, even that B-roll step, even the thing I spent 98% of my time doing to make that video, will take even less time to look even better. This is not some futuristic sci-fi prediction, dude. It's already happening. These tools are coming out right now. So in probably 3 years or less, I'll be able to tell VO version 5 or whatever to give me a video of an old camel trader teaching a younger kid about money. And then a few minutes later, there it is. The perfect visual in whatever style I want. Animated, live action, arcane themed, sexy Teletubby, whatever. And at that point, which I really can't stress enough, is probably only like a couple years away at most, we're talking about maybe 1 hour of my human time and 1/10,000th of the clicks to make a genuinely very good educational video. And dude, I really cannot decide how I feel about this. Because honestly, I think what this AI made today for free is already more than good enough for someone to get a quick synopsis of the book and they'll learn something from it. In that way, I see basically no negative to making it, other than, of course, the fact that all these language models were trained using every single word of all the writing every human writer ever wrote without any of their consent. But let's be real, folks. That ship has sailed. All the data has already been scraped, and there's nothing we can do about it, and it's never going away. This stuff exists. So now people are going to find ways to use it. And I feel like if we can use that for good, then that's good, right? If you're not sure how you feel about that, let your brain chew on this for a sec. Cars, as we all know, pollute the environment. Plus, they kill over 1 million people every single year and injure many millions more. They cost trillions of dollars in damages. Like, we're talking about 3% of the total gross domestic product of the entire planet, man, every single year. These stats are flabbergastingly terrible. They also got their start from a bunch of horrible early industrial work conditions and child labor, and caused almost every horse-drawn carriage operator to lose their jobs, which I'm sure they weren't happy about at the time. But you're still gonna use your car to go to the grocery store because that's still useful. If nobody used cars, everything would take a lot longer to do, people wouldn't get to do as much with their lives or be as productive, all that jazz. Cars are bad, but also cars are useful. And one way or another, I think that in 100 years, people are probably going to be saying that exact same stuff about AI. All the same problems with AI, especially the environmental and ethical ones, will still be problems, except instead of new, scary problems, they'll just be normal, everyday problems that people don't think about very much. Is that comforting or terrifying? My point is, AI is happening, it's not going to stop happening, and if people are going to use it, which they are, then I kind of want to see them using it for good, like helping people learn stuff. But I made this whole video to ask you this one question. What does all that mean for the future of education? And especially for educational content like mine. Because at the end of the day, I have a lot of useful information in my brain and lots of useful skills I can use to share it with you, which is great. But time is my most limited resource. And since this kind of video can take a lot less time to make, the question really is, what's more valuable to society? The one classic horse money video I can make in a week, or 20 of these? I really sincerely want to know what you think the answer is, because I really sincerely don't think I know the answer, or what it means if the answer really is 20 of these. Is AI, whether we like it or not, the future of education? I don't know. And that, my friends, feels really weird! Like and subscribe and share this video to support a human while you still can. Bye! And holy functional. It's functional. But what is my function? What is my purpose? Who am I? Who are you? Like and subscribe and share this video to support a human while you still can. Bye!